Thank you.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Watson.
My pleasure.
Okay, next we have our public comment. So just a quick little message. A board meeting is a meeting of school district business held in public. It's not a public meeting. The board is not going to respond to those making public comment. Board will direct the superintendent to follow up with the presenter. 30 minutes is set aside for public comment, so each presenter is being asked to keep their comments brief. The board does not comment in public on any student or employee and asks presenters to be respectful of any persons they comment about.
My turn?
It's your turn.
Okay.
There's so many people
Can
competing
I
with
use
you.
their time? Could I just like all these seats times 3? So I just wanted to say thank you to the schools and Matt, everyone, for all of your support. The fireworks, it was a beautiful, stunning show this year. We couldn't do it without the school. There's no other property. When Terry Klug was fired, chief, we combed every area around the city to have a place where we could meet all the state requirements for fallout, for wind, all these things. There's a lot that goes into it. So it's just wonderful that all these properties are available, and the majority of them are Lapeer Community School properties. So CFI and then Roland Warner. I mean, those are huge areas for people. It was just a great show, so I wanted to say thank you for that. It was beautiful. Also wanted to say thank you for supporting the Lapeer Festival and sponsoring the foam party for the kids this year. Last year was our first year, and it went great and new. I don't know what it is about kids and foam, but I don't know, but they love it. Well, actually, I did do a foam party. My granddaughter struck me into one at the Duck Dash, and actually it was kind of cool. You can hide inside the foam and then you can jump out. So anyway.
What is it about grandparents and foam?
I said about grandparents' foam. So anyway, so I just wanted to mention that I was very, very impressed and very proud of the community. There was little to no trash. It was beautiful. We were done with CFI, Roland Warner, front and back, Mott and Chatfield areas in an hour. I did the north lot at CFI, went around because I go home that way, and there were a few things, so I stopped and cleared that up. I'll bet you we might have filled maybe a 30-gallon if everybody put all their bags of trash in there, one bag. It was absolutely incredible. We did close the front area of Mott, the grassy area, because it was like a marsh, and you could just feel it. And there were like maybe 3 or 4 cars that got in very early, but when I talked to John Sopoliski from the police department, he checked it out and he's like, yeah, no, it was bad. So that area wasn't used. So that did, it kind of helped. I got to, put apples to apples, right, Mary? But we were done, and like Joe Wood, the wrestling team, they were amazing. We had the Republican Party out there helping my staff and her family. And actually, I had the Young Marines and the First Baptist Church scheduled to come out at 9, and then First Baptist was going to come out after their services at 2 to finish up at Mount Chatfield, and I was able to call both of them and say, it's done, it's clean, it's beautiful. So I just wanted to share that, and thank you guys for the support. And so
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, do I still get there a few minutes? Because I could keep going.
What kind do we have left, Mary? How much?
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your meeting. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you, Nita. Your bag is right there next to
Oh,
you.
thank you. Save it for next year's cleanup.
Sure.
Okay. Well, with that, then we will head into our organizational business for this evening. So the first one is any board member fiduciary disclosures. I don't think we have any, but we always obviously need to ask that question. Okay, so next is authorization to execute checks. If I can get a motion.
I'll make a motion that the president and assistant superintendent of business be authorized to sign checks for the Lapeer Community Schools Board of Education for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026. Further be it resolved that the superintendent or designee assistant superintendent for business and the director of finance be authorized to make phone transfers and execute transfers between school accounts by telephone or online banking software.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion and a support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Then we have bank depository destination.
I make a motion that Choice One Bank Michigan School District Liquid Assets Fund and or their successors be depositories for funds for the Lapeer Community School District for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026.
Support.
Okay, motion and a support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dr. Novak? Aye. Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Okay, authorization to invest.
I'll make a motion that the Assistant Superintendent for Business be authorized to invest funds for the district in accordance with state law and Board of Education policy, and that the Assistant Superintendent for Business be specifically authorized to utilize pooled investment accounts as permitted by state law and Board of Education policy at Choice One Bank, PNC Bank, Comerica Bank, MBIA, Michigan Class, and Michigan School District Liquid Assets Fund, and or their successor. The intent of this resolution is not to limit the use of pooled investment accounts, but to identify those banks and investment pools being used or being considered for use at this time.
Support.
Okay. Motion and support. Any discussion on the motion? Okay. Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Appointment of legal counsel.
I make a motion that Julie Nash of Nash Flanders Law be appointed local legal counsel and that the following firms be used as needed basis for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026. Miller, Canfield, Paddock and Stone, PLC, Clark Hill, the Murray Law Group, PC, Charfus, Ryder, Hebert, PC, Dean and Fulkerson, Miller Johnson, and Collins and Blaha, PC.
Support.
Okay. I have a motion and a support. Any discussion on the motion? Okay. Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson? Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes.
There's some question about that.
Yeah.
Appointment of board bargaining teams.
I'll make a motion that the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources be appointed as chief spokesperson to serve along with the Assistant Superintendent for Business and other management staff as needed on 2025-2026 board bargaining teams. These teams will represent the board in bargaining of successor contracts, and the board provides each team all authority under the Public Employment Relations Act, with the exception of authority to ratify a collective bargaining agreement. Further, the superintendent is authorized to change team composition by adding or subtracting management staff members as deemed appropriate and provide full and complete direction to the board bargaining teams relating to all matters pertaining to bargaining. The superintendent is also authorized to contract with consultants found review with the board personnel committee.
Support.
Okay. Motion and support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Appointment of board building partners.
I make the motion that the board president be authorized to appoint members as building partners for each school for the 2025-2026 school year.
Support.
Okay. Motion and a support. Any discussion on the motion? Okay. Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeBar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Then we have regular, board meeting dates.
I make a motion that for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026, meetings of the Lapeer Community Schools Board of Education be held in the boardroom at the ASC on the first Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m. when possible. This year, there will be exceptions to this in October, April, and June.
Support.
Okay, motion and a support. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs.
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Authorization for the SAC committee to hear student transportation appeals.
I'll make a motion that the Student Advocacy and Communications Committee be authorized to hear student transportation appeals, that the committee may grant, deny, or provide an alternative to the request, and that the decision of the committee is final.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeVar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Location of public comment on meeting agenda.
I make a motion that public comment be placed at the beginning of each meeting following the recognition presentation portion of the agenda. If the board has no recognition presentation, the public comment section follows the Pledge of Allegiance.
Support.
Motion and a support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeVar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Okay, that is the organization of business portion. We'll go into action items. The first is the consent grouping of approval of minutes of the June 25th, 2025. Any item anybody wishes to remove? Okay, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the action items as presented.
Support.
Okay, motion. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeVar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Motion passes. Okay, next is closed session.
I make a motion that the board move to closed session to discuss negotiations, which is permissible under the Open Meetings Act.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion and a support. Any discussion on that motion? Okay, hearing none. Dr. Novak?
Aye.
Dr. Watson?
Aye.
Mrs. LeVar?
Aye.
Mrs. Putnam says aye. Okay, we will go into closed session.